Hello everyone, this is Super Stash with a little bit of a different video today. Something you may not know about me is that I'm a huge Pixar fan, and I love Toy Story. So when Pixar put out the trailer for Toy Story 5 last week, I decided to do a video about it and talk about just my thoughts on the trailer and the movie itself and how I'm kind of feeling about it, because there's a lot of discussion about this movie going on right now, and not all of it is positive. There's a lot of people saying that they're not quite excited for this movie, or they're not sure how they feel about it, and some people that are excited for it. As for me, I'm kind of in that middle ground where obviously I love the series. Toy Story 2 and 3 are some of the most impactful movies I've ever seen. And I enjoyed Toy Story 4 as a standalone movie, but when you compare it to the rest of the series, it doesn't quite stand up to them. I had some issues with what they did with Woody's character and how the decision he made at the end of that film didn't seem quite consistent with the character that we followed throughout the whole series. And I had some other issues with the movie, like how most of the cast felt like they were sidelined, and even Buzz felt like he'd been dumbed down a bit from what we've seen in the previous original trilogy. And just the whole fact that, did we even need a fourth movie, and obviously now a fifth movie, because the third movie ended in such a good note and such a good conclusion to the Andy saga. But overall, I would say I'm cautiously optimistic for this movie. I definitely still have my reservations about it, my concerns, but I did think that this trailer showed a lot of things that I thought were cool, that I thought were good ideas, and I am just going to talk about them right now. And keep in mind that these are just my opinions. I know that there are some people that are very opinionated about Toy Story, and I'm not naming any names, but keep that in mind as you watch this video and as you comment and respond to other people in the comments. At the end of the day, Toy Story is all about friendship, so I think our discussion should reflect that message. And I respect everyone's own opinions about these films, and I just ask that you respect mine as well. So right off the bat, we've got a very interesting opening with a wedding scene with Forky and Knifey, or Karen Beverly, and I've heard both names for the character. And it opens with this new animation style, this sort of cross between 2D and 3D. And it has me wondering, is it just for that scene, or could it possibly be used in other scenes throughout the movie to sort of signify imagination? Because the whole movie is about this battle between toys and tech, and toys sort of embody imagination and creativity. So I'm wondering if they're going to be using that sort of 2D animation style for those scenes where we actually see Bonnie playing with her toys or other kids playing with their toys. It just has me wondering. Next, we have the introduction of the new character Lilypad, which seems to be this film's villain, as she's kind of the face of the technology side of the toys, and how this is the thing that Bonnie is now using and taking up all her time, and she's not spending any time with her toys anymore. So it has me wondering again whether or not Pixar will do something that I've been thinking about when it comes to this film. I wonder if they're truly going to go full force with technology is the bad guy, it's the villain throughout the whole film, or if there'll be some sort of reconciliation between the toys and the tech where maybe the tech does have a place in a kid's life, but it can't be the sole focus. I think if Pixar wants to go with a more mature, more realistic story, I think that they'll go down that route. But I don't know, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Next up, we have probably one of the more controversial parts of the trailer, and that has to do with Woody's return. So this is one of the big questions that came up whenever they said that Woody was going to be returning, is how that would actually work and what that would look like. Because Woody, as we know, decided to travel the world with Bo Peep to help abandon toys. And here we just see that it turns out they've been in contact with him, and Woody decides that now is a good time to come back and help the toys with this tech problem that they're dealing with. So I'm not sure how I feel about this. I mean, on the one hand, it makes sense. If they're going to make Woody return, this would be a good way to do it. Just to have this issue that they're dealing with that only Woody is going to know how to fix. It doesn't just feel like, oh, somehow Woody returned, but it does make you wonder if they're just going to end up undoing the ending of For the End, which I know a lot of people probably wouldn't be too upset about, because not everyone liked the ending of that movie, myself included. I'm kind of in that I'm not sure how I felt about it camp. But anyway, we get a look at what Woody even looks like in this movie, and they've given him a bit of a change. I really like the poncho they gave him. I'm not sure how I feel about the bald spot. That seems a little weird. I'm not sure what happened there. Kind of seems like Woody might need a visit from the toy cleaner from the second movie. I guess it does show that the toys do age, and that perhaps it could be a metaphor for, oh, the tech will last forever, but the toys won't, and that sort of thing. I wonder if that's what they're going for with giving Woody a bald spot. Next up, we have a very brief look at Bonnie's family going somewhere, and Jessie and Bullseye jumping into the car without them seeing. So it's good to see that Jessie is taking the initiative to continue watching over Bonnie and being there for her. We then get a look at our army of buzzes that we've heard about since basically the beginning of the marketing of this movie, that there's going to be an army of these high-tech buzzes that are going to be somehow integrated into the plot of the movie. And this trailer doesn't really show them too much, but it does show that they could possibly be coming in as backup to help the toys, which is interesting because I thought they were going to end up being villains. We see them coming into this campsite, and which might be where Bonnie's family went, and them creating all these crazy weapons and stuff, perhaps for a final battle against the Lilypad. I don't know what's happening there, but it'll be interesting to see what the role of these Buzz Lightyears is going to be. We then have this very brief scene with the Buzz Lightyears and Woody in this, what looks to be like a barn with a pig. And I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like that pig wants to eat Woody. So I'd be careful if I were him. We then have what's probably my favorite shot of the trailer, which is just simply Jessie being spun around by what possibly could be her old owner, Emily, from the scene in Toy Story 2 when Jessie sings "When She Loved Me." I am not sure if this is just going to be a flashback, or perhaps Jessie is reliving that moment with Bonnie and remembering how much Bonnie used to love her and something like that. But I don't know. It feels like that could be the emotional core of this film, is Jessie being reminded of her past and not wanting to relive it again with Bonnie. We also see Bonnie looking at Jessie, and Jessie saying that she still needs them, and so that could give them that push that they need to fight to stay relevant in Bonnie's life. Finally, we see some good old-fashioned Toy Story 1 style banter between Buzz and Woody. We get to see their rivalry come out a little bit more, and we also see, as the garage door closes, a box that some of the toys are in, which is a little concerning. With toys being in a box usually means they're about to get donated. We see, from what I can tell, the Potato Heads, Slinky Dog, Dolly, Buttercup, and Forky and Karen Beverly inside of that box. So I wonder what's happening here. Could Bonnie be donating her toys? That would be really sad to see that the impact that Lilypad had on her, that she realized she didn't want her toys anymore. So there you have it. That's every scene in the Toy Story 5 trailer broken down. Overall, I am still a little bit cautious about this movie. I'm still a little concerned about how it's going to end up turning out. But I think after looking at the trailer more in depth, I'm seeing a lot more of that Toy Story charm we've come to know and love. I think there's some really cool ideas in here that could be a lot of fun. There's some heart, some emotional moments that I think could really hit hard. This message of toys versus technology could really be something special if Pixar does it right. And Pixar has come out with a lot of good movies recently. Their most recent sequel, Inside Out 2, I really loved, and I thought that was a great sequel. So if they can keep that momentum rolling for Toy Story 5, I think we might be in for something special. Something that isn't just a soulless cash grab that a lot of people are concerned that this movie's going to be like. But that's just my opinion. What did you think of the trailer? And what do you think about the movie in general? Are you excited for it? Are you not excited for it? Or are you somewhere in the middle like me? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. And if you're new around these parts, why not consider subscribing? I don't always make movie content, but I'm thinking about making more film content, especially with the Mario Galaxy movie coming out soon. I'm definitely going to do a review of that, and I'll review this movie when it comes out too. If you like comedy and gaming videos, I'd suggest sticking around for those as well. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care.